Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Kim Zolciak's arrested daughter admits vaping THC, denies booze. The Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kim Zolciak's daughter, Ariana Bierman, was recently arrested and charged with 3 misdemeanors early Saturday morning. She, along with her on and off boyfriend Hudson McElroy, was arrested for allegedly driving under the influence of alcohol. The 20-year-old was booked at Forsyth County Jail in the early hours of the weekend at around 1 a.m., as per public records obtained by TANS. Ariana was charged with driving under the influence of alcohol, underage purchase/possession of alcohol, and erratic/improper lane change. After being arrested by the officials, she has now been released on a $5,120 bond. On the other hand, her beau, McElroy, was arrested for allegedly driving under the influence. He was also charged with allegedly supplying alcohol to a minor and violating the conditions of his limited driving permit. Attorney Justin Spisman of Hawkins Spisman Law Firm represented Ariana. Talking about the charges, he said, Ariana was involved in a minor fender bender. When police arrived on the scene, the investigating officer immediately initiated an investigation for DUI. Despite Ariana's constant invocation that she was upset and anxious from the minor accident, the officer incorrectly concluded she was impaired by alcohol. That was not the case. She wholly denies these allegations and intends to fight these charges because she is not guilty of them, he further explained. However, officers did inform Zolciak that they could smell alcohol on her breath. To this, Ariana alleged that the smell might be coming from her clothing. Regardless, she did admit to smoking a THC vape pen right before getting in the car, but she didn't accept the DUI allegations. As per the officials, she had a noticeable sway during the field sobriety tests. Ariana and McElroy started dating in high school back in 2018. When they first started dating, she shared a cute picture of the two of them in their formal attire before they attended the homecoming dance. This was just before Ariana's 17th birthday. Her mother, Kim, approved of the relationship at the time, as she wrote in the comments section, "Where does the time go? My angel at Ariana Bierman is headed to homecoming with that Hudson McElroy. Are they not the cutest? They are only a few hours apart and will both turn 17 this week." Last month, Bierman posted a picture of a dark silhouette kissing someone, causing fans to speculate that she is back with McElroy. She captioned the post, "Glimpse of us." Her mother cheeringly commented on the post, "Get the hell home. Miss you guys." Ariana Bierman is Kim Zolciak Bierman's second child. She also has 5 other siblings, including Brielle Bierman, 25, Croy Jagger, 10, Cash Cade, 9, and twins Kaya Rose and Kane Wren, who are 8 years old. Ariana and Brielle are from her previous marriage to Daniel Tos. She shares the other 4 kids with her husband, Croy Bierman, who is a retired NFL pro. The couple got married in 2011. The crisp morning air did nothing to mask the tension as the courtroom slowly filled with people. Among them, Kim Zolciak sat with an air of restrained composure, though the undercurrent of anxiety was palpable. The spotlight wasn't on her today. It was on her daughter, Ariana Bierman, whose run-in with the law had thrust their family into the center of an unwanted storm. The media had been ruthless ever since news broke about Ariana's arrest. Headlines flashed across tabloids suggested the usual: partying, recklessness, and the careless mistakes of youth. But Ariana's story wasn't so simple. Today, in front of a judge, she would speak her truth. Dressed in a modest black outfit, Ariana appeared more subdued than her usual glamorous self. Gone were the extravagant designer pieces and makeup, replaced with a more somber, understated look. She stood beside her attorney, her eyes occasionally flicking towards her mother for reassurance. Kim gave a small, encouraging nod, her famous blonde locks pulled back into a tight bun, a rare sight for someone known for her voluminous signature wigs. The judge entered, and the room fell into an uneasy hush. Everyone knew why they were there, but what no one expected was what Ariana was about to admit. As the attorney began his defense, he laid out the facts of the case. Ariana had been pulled over a few months back, allegedly swerving and appearing under the influence. The police report cited suspected alcohol consumption and potential drug use, enough to warrant an arrest and a flurry of speculation. But according to Ariana's legal team, there was more to the story. Ariana took a deep breath as she prepared to speak. This was her chance to clear the air, to face not just the court, but the world, which had been quick to paint her as another spoiled reality star child spiraling out of control. "Your Honor," she began, her voice slightly shaky but resolute. "I know what it looks like. I know that the accusations are serious, and I'm not here to deny that mistakes were made that night. But I want to clarify something. I wasn't drinking alcohol." The room shifted slightly, murmurs rippling through the audience. Kim tensed, her fingers gripping the edge of the chair. Ariana continued, her words deliberate and measured. "I made the mistake of vaping THC that night. It's not something I'm proud of, but it's the truth. I was vaping, not drinking." She paused, allowing the gravity of her admission to sink in. THC, the psychoactive component of marijuana, wasn't illegal in the state, but that didn't mean it wasn't a serious issue when it came to operating a vehicle. Still, Ariana knew the rumors that had followed her after the arrest were centered around the idea that she was a reckless drunk driver. That simply wasn't the case. "I know that vaping THC and driving was a poor decision. I own that mistake, and I'm here to take responsibility for my actions. But the narrative that I was drunk, that I was out partying and drinking, is false. I wasn't intoxicated with alcohol," she said, her gaze unwavering as she addressed the judge. Her attorney reinforced her statement, presenting the evidence. The blood test taken after her arrest showed no signs of alcohol, though traces of THC had been found. "My client understands the consequences of her actions," he said firmly. "She's a young woman who made a poor choice, and she is ready to accept the legal consequences for vaping while driving. However, we want to make it clear that the accusations regarding alcohol consumption are unsubstantiated." The prosecution, not entirely satisfied, pointed out the dangers of THC impairment while driving. While the defendant may not have been drinking, she still operated a vehicle while under the influence of a substance that can impair reaction times and judgment. This is a serious matter. Ariana nodded, fully aware of the gravity of her situation. She wasn't there to excuse her behavior, but to set the record straight. "I know I put myself and others at risk that night, and I deeply regret it. I've learned a lot from this experience, and I'm committed to making better decisions in the future. I just want everyone to know that I wasn't out of control, drinking and partying. I was vaping THC, and that was wrong enough." Kim's face was a mix of relief and worry. As much as she wished to protect her daughter from the harsh spotlight of judgment, she knew Ariana had to face the consequences. This was the reality of fame. Every mistake, no matter how minor or major, was amplified and twisted until it was almost unrecognizable. The judge listened intently, taking in the details of the case. After a long, thoughtful pause, he addressed Ariana. "You're fortunate that no one was hurt as a result of your actions that night. Driving under the influence of any substance, whether it's alcohol or THC, is dangerous. I appreciate your honesty and your willingness to take responsibility. but I hope you understand that this is not something to be taken lightly." Ariana nodded, her expression solemn. "I do, Your Honor. I've learned that lesson." The judge gave her a measured look before continuing. "Given the evidence and your admission, I will be lenient, but I expect this to be a wake-up call. You'll face a fine, and you'll be required to complete a course on the dangers of driving under the influence. Additionally, your license will be suspended for 6 months. I trust you'll use that time wisely." Relief flooded Ariana's face, though she remained composed. It could have been much worse, and she knew it. The weight of the court's judgment had been lifted, but the consequences of her actions, both legally and in the public eye, would follow her for some time. As the session concluded and people began to file out, Kim wrapped her arm around Ariana, pulling her close. "You did the right thing by telling the truth," she whispered, her voice filled with both love and concern. "I just want people to know what really happened," Ariana replied softly, glancing around at the lingering cameras and reporters. "I'm not perfect, but I'm not the reckless person they think I am." Kim squeezed her daughter's shoulder, guiding her out of the courtroom and into the glaring light of the world outside, where they would face whatever came next, together.